It's your buddy Grant, and I'm back today. Today is Sunday. It is January the 17th, 2016. It's my first Sunday without a football team in St. Louis since these here Cardinals left in 1987. You know, here, look, there's some Cardinals stuff. I've always had a love for the Cardinals. And then in here on my little shelf, I don't know if I've ever shown you my little shelf. This is my little shelf, and this has got all kinds of knick-knack, paddywhacks, give a dog a bone, stuff that, you know, everything that's up here kind of means something to me, right? Like so, like right here on the end, these smiley faces. I try to have a good attitude and, you know, just kind of keep a smile on my face, right? Smile, laugh, and have fun every day. Mighty Mouse, I got him tattooed on my right arm. So does my oldest son, Jacob. And then there, you know, Speed Racer, the Mach 5 up there. Of course, you know, Jesus. Without Jesus, none of this is any fun, you know what I mean? It's because it's all about going to heaven when it's all done. And of course, I got my Sammy Hagar, you know, back in the day, I liked that Cabo Wabo tequila. Ain't gonna lie about it. It was mighty smooth, good tasting stuff. And I got some cars down here. I actually saw this little guy right here, the little red wagon. I saw that thing at the drag races a couple, 3, maybe 4 times. And, you know, there's just a little something up there for everybody. But what I want to point out is my Rams stuff, right? St. Louis Rams, no longer the St. Louis Rams. Back to the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm a little bit bummed out about it. I ain't gonna lie about it. Hi. I ain't gonna lie about it. I'm a little bit bummed out about it because ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved football. I think I can thank my dad for that because when I was a little boy, he used to take me and my brother to the football Cardinal games at Busch Stadium, and that's where I began my love of the game, I think. My family had season tickets. I'm going to put you in this little holder thing right here right now. Alright, let me, up Periscope. Come on up. There we go. Yeah, we're just impromptu over here. Nothing rehearsed. Nothing too rehearsed. So, anyway, when I was a kid, my brother and I used to go to the football Cardinal games with my dad, my uncle. We had season tickets for as long as I can remember. Right up until the time they left in 1987, we were season ticket holders for the football Cardinals. And I remember going there as a kid, you know, just running around the stadium and just having a lot of fun. And so football was ingrained in me. I love the NFL. I used to live for stuff that was, you know, of course, back in the day, you know, you didn't have as much of it out there as today. Like today, I can turn on the NFL Network at any hour and get, you know, my NFL fix if I want to. But back in the day, I had to wait for This Week in the NFL with the highlights and the guy that did the commentary, and his voice was just, oh man, so awesome. NFL films, you know, that was cool stuff. You know, so when they left in 1987 and took off for Phoenix, I was really bummed out about it. I was really, really seriously bummed out about it. And so afterwards, you know, we were all for the Rams coming here. We were just dying for NFL. We just wanted an NFL town. We just wanted St. Louis to be an NFL city. And the Rams came in 1995, and of course my dad knew they were coming, but he passed away before he could ever even see a preseason game. And I never will forget, he was in the hospital and the Rams had their preseason game, and I was watching Tony Banks play quarterback, and I just told him, of course my dad he wasn't cognizant as far as I know, but I told him I thought Tony Banks was going to be a really good quarterback. Yeah, I know I'm not the greatest talent scout, but anyway, so the Rams came all throughout the whole time that the Cardinals came. Excuse me. Woo, see, I have a football laying around, because I love to play football too. I can still play today. Some flag or some tag. They can get me to play tackle. But back in the day, we just we just always said that if the Cardinals ever got into the Super Bowl, that my dad was going to take me and my brother to the Super Bowl. And so we always kind of had that pipe dream. Of course, the Cardinals only were very good for a couple of years, right? 74, 5, and 6, 7, maybe, somewhere in there while they were here. But we loved them anyway, the Cardiac Cardinals. Jim Hart, Terry Metcalf, Mel Gray, all them guys. Jackie Smith, Dan Deerdorf, Conrad Dobler, Tom Banks, Ernie McMillan? I don't know. Sorry, I don't remember your name. But anyway, so the Rams came. They kind of sucked to begin with too, but we just loved them because we just love football. And, you know, they did something that I never thought would happen. They won the Super Bowl. And that whole season was kind of cool because, you know, I became a Christian in 1995. 94, I'm sorry. October the 6th, 1994. October the 5th, 1994. And so I was kind of, you know, doing church things and stuff and getting my feet established in that, just kind of getting the groundwork laid, you know, trying to get into the Word and stuff. And I was involved in a church, Fairview Christian Church, and we had a pretty cool ministry outreach going on. I think I was a deacon by that time in this church. And so come Super Bowl Sunday, this whole time now, you got to remember what happened that whole season, right? Kurt Warner came out of nowhere and led the Rams to this awesome season, right? The greatest show on turf. It's legendary. The St. Louis Rams are the greatest show on turf. Not the Cleveland Rams, which is where they came from to begin with anyway. So all this BS about the Rams coming home. No, the Rams didn't go home. The Rams went back to the place that they left for after they left Cleveland. That's the truth of it. The NFL is such... I'm really disappointed in them, honestly. But anyway, so that season, right, Kurt Warner comes out of nowhere, and Kurt Warner starts talking about his love for Jesus. That's one of this. I mean, he doesn't get an opportunity. They don't stick a camera in his face, and he's not talking about it. He's talking about Jesus, which I thought was really cool. So the season comes, you know, they get into the Super Bowl, and for Super Bowl Sunday, what we did at Fairview was we had a Super Bowl party at church, and we had a bunch of guys that came to our church that were that had gotten saved, right, and they were going to get baptized at halftime. And so at halftime, we showed this video from the outreach out in Colorado, Focus on the Family, and I can't remember, it's Bill McCartney, I think, is the one that led that. Which, if you know who Bill McCartney is, then I think Bill McCartney's the guy who was involved in the infamous Fifth Down play with Colorado and Mizzou, right? So what's up with that? But anyway, we showed this video, and then these guys got baptized at halftime, which was so cool, right? I mean, that's really the main thing, right? Keeping the main thing the main thing. And then the Rams won the game. Oh, the church went crazy. It was crazy. It broke a window. And we were just celebrating, going crazy. And, you know, as awesome as all that was in the Super Bowl, and, you know, we finally got there. St. Louis finally had a Super Bowl champion. The most awesome thing about that for me was when Kurt Warner got up there, and I think it was Mike Tirico who said, let's put first things first. And Kurt Warner says, yeah, first things first, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And right on national television, I mean, the world is watching the Super Bowl, right? It's the most highly viewed sports event in the world of all time, right? Every Super Bowl Sunday. So that was so cool. You know, that's my favorite memory of the St. Louis Rams, is when they won the Super Bowl and Kurt Warner got up there and praised the Lord and gave thanks to the person who deserved it the most, right? And so, you know, bummed out about them leaving. Really am, because I saw some things going on that you know, they're discouraging, really, because it just shows you how much money and greed has overtaken everything that means anything. You know, these people that had these massive amounts of money, like Stan Kroenke, which rhymes with donkey, and that is an ass, and he's an ass too, right? I'm just going to tell you, Stan, you're an ass. If you ever watch this, you're an ass, buddy. You might have $7.6 billion, but you're still an ass. So what I'm thinking is that, you know, the guys that do this, right, that are in control of these teams, that take this game that I loved as a kid, that, you know, my kids loved, my son Jacob, my grandson Colin, you know, they love football. You know, they love football like I love football. And that's a heritage that my father gave to me, a legacy that my father gave to me. And it just bums me out that we're not going to have professional football here in St. Louis. And what bums me out even more is the manner with which they did it. You know, they just basically and blatantly lied to everybody here in St. Louis. You know, I mean, this was his plan. This was Stan's plan from the very get-go. So anyway, goodbye Stan Kroenke. Goodbye St. Louis Rams. Thank you, all of you St. Louis Rams out there who brought me the Super Bowl, who brought St. Louis this championship, who brought some excitement to this, back to this city. Stan Kroenke, you're a punk. You're just a punk. He's just a punk. But you know what? We need to pray for him, because obviously, you know, a guy that does this kind of stuff, knowing what he did to people here. Think about it. You know, do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Right? The golden rule. He can talk all day long about how much he loves Missouri and is a Missourian and is named after Slaughter and Stan Musial, but you're now worth, you know, double. Your team is worth double what it was before the move. Just by moving to Los Angeles, he goes from $2.2 billion team to $4-point-something billion team, right? It's greed. It's all about greed, you know. So you just, I mean, I don't know Stan Kroenke's heart. I really don't. I mean, I pray for the guy just because, you know, it looks to me like there's something missing in his life, and what's missing is Jesus. And I think that, you know, I don't know. It just looks that way. Of course, I don't judge the heart. I don't know the intents of the heart. Only God does. But I can see what's on the outside. You do it. You do the math. You do the math. Okay, now another thing I was going to talk about today is my little bass. Whew. Man, this little bass of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Hello? Come in, Avery. This is my granddaughter, Avery. Avery, say hello to this camera. Say hi.
Hi.
What are you doing, Avery? You coming in here to hang out with Papa? You gonna come out here and hang out with Papa?
Well, yes.
Well, yes. That's my football. I was just playing with it. You like football, don't you?
Oh.
You're a good catcher. Here, let me throw you the pass. Throw it to Papa.
Hey, get that off.
Get it off? I'm going to play a little bit more. I'm going to talk about it on my camera.
Can you take that off?
Why?
So you get off of there. Get off! Get off!
Avery May, that's not very nice. You shouldn't be yelling at Papa like that. What is wrong with this kid? Son, where's my son, Tyler, her father? Why have you not raised her properly? Look at this kid, she's crazy. Haha. All right, do you want to play catch or not?
Avery. Ready. Hey,
We'll be back with more later.